Hello, everybody. People should be making their way in. Got a little bit of a late start because I don't know what's going on with technology. Let me respond to this really quick. So as I was alluding to, we have a bit of new technology that you're about to see, and it is a bit of a monstrosity, at least for the stream. So we'll go ahead and show it off here for the stream. Yes, quite an ugly little screen that we have laid out in front of us, but it will do. Fortunately, you got the advertisements off of it. So we'll just go to interact. Okay, we got Toys in the Hood 1 for our first race. We will be headed to Toys in the Hood 1. Keeping in mind, players will not be able to change their car once the race has started. This will be unlike previous play days where you were able to switch your car, and in fact we saw many people switch their car to gain an advantage in the race. That will not be the case here. They'll be forced to stick with the car that they choose. And also, if you're unfamiliar with the rules of Knockout, it's pretty simple. Welcome to all the chatters. I see y'all. If you come in last in Knockout mode, you will be eliminated. So that's simple. We will have 4 laps on Toys in the Hood 1. We got potentially 16 people in the lobby. Looks like we don't quite have a full 16. Pretty close though. So we're gonna hop straight into it. And don't know if you noticed, but I see a whole lot of urban jungles being brought out in Division 3. We actually saw a practice race yesterday, and in it, the R6 dominated. Jeromu and Roddick in first and second on the R6, having some issues though on the jump. We did see Power 8 on the Urban Jungle. But Power 8 is one of the only people that we saw besides LOQ, and I don't believe LOQ is even in RVRL. It is not participating in RVRL. So the only RVRL racer that we saw with the Urban Jungle was Power 8. Ryals, the beautiful star, driving the Alice, but he's going to get stopped by a Zap for his troubles. And adding insult to injury, a little bit more. Tom Dom. You hear the engine in that Emperor. Tom Dom has been driving the Emperor, drove the Emperor yesterday in the practice session as well. I was wondering if he was going to be bringing it out. I was wondering if anyone was going to be bringing out the Emperor. It does seem like we have at least one person in Tom Dom. Some people also hypothesize Kiki might bring it. But right now, we've been looking at the front of the pack, just kind of getting ourselves associated with what's going on. We also see Tova. Tova was in the lobby last night and got quite a few nice finishes. Currently 80 meters out in the lead in first, but it doesn't matter who's in first. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is who's in last. And we see Flo, position number 12, getting passed by Zyno, who pops a battery and then seems to want to go for that wall ride, but is not going to help him at all. In fact, is going to hurt him quite dramatically. Zyno was in the hot seat for just a moment there. Now it's going to be Roddick, one of our R6 drivers, and the star comes out. Ryal, Zyno, Roddick, all trapped in the back. Now Ryal's, I believe, won the first session of Division 3, I believe, might have won the second one as well. So to see him currently next to last behind Maddie, 45, Maddie challenging. It is going to be Roddick falling down to that last place position. It looks like Ryle's getting a bit of a gap, although Water Balloon's trying to close that gap by Zyno. Now, an interesting tactic for these people right here in the 8th, 9th, 10th place position might be to just not hit each other. And we do see the warfare coming out. It's difficult to coordinate that with other people in the race, but I truly believe that just not hitting the other person and letting Roddick and Maddie stay in the back might be the best solution for these people in 8th, 9th, 10th position. But they are going to choose to continue to hit each other. It definitely is a bit of a hot potato position once somebody gets that zap or once somebody gets a big shutdown on one of the racers and gets them sent down to close that gap. Roddick having some issues with Toys in the Hood 1 just driving it, potentially the nerves getting to him, and it's a full shockwave by Maddie. Now Roddick with an insanely good shockwave. Maddie is able to make a full recovery though, and it looks like we're already going to have a bit of an upset for our first match. Roddick, who's looking pretty strong, got knocked back a little bit. He's gonna need to hold on. It's not over yet. Throws out the water balloons. Not gonna be able to hit Maddie. We do have a pipeline coming up. Potential oil, potential fake pickup, potential for mistake, potential for a battery from Roddick. This could be what changes everything. Roddick is YOLOing it, and they both flip over, and it is going to be Roddick able to pass up Maddie there at the very end. Both of them flipped over. It was locked down for Maddie. Roddick going full YOLO and getting flipped. So it is going to be Roddick who's able to stay alive. Unfortunate situation for Maddie. GG's to Maddie. And we'll go ahead and go into our next track. Next track is Home to Reverse. Welcome to the chatters. I see y'all. Yes, I am the one spinning the wheel. I have the ultimate task. Unfortunately, I could not figure out how to get the dimensions to work and us also be able to spin the wheel. So the wheel looks a bit scuffed. Please forgive me for that. I am not the tech guy, although I wish I was. Tomda in that Emperor, the nice lead. Flo, Riles, Tova, Inigo, all looking pretty good. We are surely going to see some people starting to fall behind, and indeed we do. William, Adama, Kabajis also with that bomb. A bunch of people out in the lead getting zapped, which is going to close the gap just a little bit. William, a whole bunch of people, Zed, as well as Jeromu. Big oil, Jeromu going to dodge it. Inigo is now in the back, and we've seen this last place position be swapped between a bunch of hands by now. Speaking of hands, be sure to wash your hands. Just in general. Zed, I believe is from Brazil, representing Brazil here. If it's the same Zed as in the RVA lobbies, Zed is a pretty common name, and pretty confident that is the Brazilian Zed. We got William trying to make a bit of a getaway. Was in the back there, head on to lap number 3. And let's see, who do we have in the back? Jeromu, Inigo, Tova. Tova, who was actually doing quite well earlier, starting to scare me just a little bit, but that nice little bowling ball gonna catch off Roddick and Inigo, and it's gonna be Roddick falling way far behind. Now this is 2 times in a row that Roddick has been in the back, headed into just about the final lap. So definitely a scary situation for Roddick. He tries to slow down and account for that oil, but he actually goes into it. Highly relatable move right there, especially when the pressure's on. Oh, and one thing about home too is you have to remember that strange turn, but Zyno giving him a way back in, and it's actually Roddick gonna be passing up Zyno. We unfortunately missed what happened to lead to Zyno being in such a precarious position, and it is going to continue to get worse and worse as the rocket comes out. Roddick even going to almost pass up Inigo here. Going to actually help out Zyno just a little bit, shooting Inigo, and he shot him on the ramp, so losing a bunch of speed. Now, if you're just tuning in, just a little reminder, we are in knockout mode. Roddick barely dodging that oil. Zyno going full speed through here, running in to the guardrail just a little bit. Inigo getting caught up in it, and Zyno has a pickup. I don't know what it is though. It is water balloons, and he got way too close there for that hit. Inigo blocking, Zyno passing. It is Inigo getting knocked out. That's what I was trying to mention there before the action got ramped up. Was that it's actually the last place position that you want to avoid being in. So Zyno just barely dodging that, and it is going to be Inigo who gets eliminated there, and we will be headed over to the spinning screen, and we will be spinning. Okay, the next check is library. Now, when we were doing our practice session yesterday, I mentioned that library could be a track that catches a lot of people off guard, and especially in Division 4 and 3. And the reason for that is the exact reason that Flo just typed. I don't know library. So library is going to be an issue for sure if you don't know it, because there are a couple jumps that you need to be prepared for. A couple of routing intricacies that you need to be aware of. And it looks like some of these people are not ready for it. Oh. Give me just a second here. Okay, and we are going to be catching the first book jump. Who knows it? Oh, Rael seems to know it. And Rael's actually going to be worse for his wear after that jump, seems like. The rest of them are going to be going the normal path. A couple of them taking a bit of an alternate path. Jeromu, the strong lead. Raels, who took the shortcut jump in that Alice, now going to be falling behind a bit. Tom Dom with the Emperor, that Giga Chad decision to go with the Emperor, and it is going to get him caught up in that doorway, and it actually may cause a number of issues, but he's going to be relying on that nice speed to make up for the issues in handling. And Tom Dom making his way, already sitting back in 6th place. I do believe we only have 10 people left, so he's at about halfway in the lobby. We see Zed falling further and further and further behind Kabaisus, as well as Roddick in 8th and 9th. Roddick, whoa, Roddick's been feeling the nerves lately. Has been taking a bit of these, few of these turns a bit too narrowly, which has ended him getting smacked around by the stage itself a little bit. Now 100 meters on Zed, just about. Roddick having some issue on the ascent though, on that stairway ascent, and I don't think we can have late joiners. We do see Dogma Chip joining, but I don't believe it's possible. I don't believe it's right to have late joiners It just doesn't make sense to me in a knockout session, so I don't believe we will have them. Roddick almost running into that cart. Zyno saying, shut up. I should have used that hide chat command. I personally didn't use it just because I want to see the action. Both in-game and out-of-game. We see Zed getting flipped around on a book. Roddick actually giving him an opening and Zed not wanting it. Zed and Roddick currently running the gauntlet of how many mistakes they can make. One challenging the other. No, I'm going to make more mistakes than you. And the other one's like, no, I'm going to make more mistakes than you. Trust me. There's no way you're going to make more mistakes than me. Zyno and Tom Dom scare me just a little bit too. They do seem to have made recoveries though. Now Zed continuing to struggle, but Roddick is once again doing some things that are frightening me just a little bit. It does seem like Zed has really got his work cut out for him, but again, Roddick running into this, and this is just not a very well-known track in general. And that is being put on full display here. Roddick almost running into that cartwheel once again. Now he's only down to about 60 meters for Zed, but there's actually a full lap remaining. I just noticed that. So we do have time. There is time. Tom Dom and Zyno are fighting. Maybe one of them will fall back as well. We'll go ahead and check out a little bit of the other action. Tom Dom, whoa, wreck out of nowhere. Kabijus as well. And then Flo very far away. So I think 5th and above are pretty safe, but Kabijus feeling the pressure. Zyno, you're going to be getting knocked around with him. Tom Dom as well. And as these three fight, Roddick is going to have a chance to catch up just a little bit. And Zed as well. Although it doesn't look like much has changed since the lap before it. And so this could be it for Zed. It's going to be a lot of pressure and a lot of time. Roddick making his way down the stairwell. We're almost at the end, dodging the wheel that time, but he slowed down quite a bit for it. Making his way around. That is going to be Roddick. Finishing it up, Zed will be our 3rd eliminated. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. We'll be headed to the wheel for our next decision. Jailhouse Rock Reverse. We have seen Jailhouse Rock in this session already. I believe now we're going to be seeing the reverse version of it. I don't know how well prepared people for it. We see an oof, a couple oofs, and an expletive even. It is going to be 4 laps, I believe. And just to recap, we got some Urban Jungles coming out. We got some Alice's coming out. We have a distinct lack of R6 Turbos. Jeromu and Roddick going to be the only ones. But in the 4 Division 1 racers, we saw a lot of R6 Turbos coming out. So a bit of a change here. Urban Jungle and Alice, perhaps a little bit more stable than R6 Turbo, etc.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome, Duck. Everybody, welcome, Duck, to the stream. We're already in the thick of things here.
Yeah, I can see that, and someone will certainly be going for the star, or maybe not.
It might have already been claimed. I couldn't. Oh, actually,
I tried looking from the front of the field, and I think no one took it. Actually.
Yeah, I think you're right, because the star's in a bit of a different spot on the reverse version. Tova, Zappin' 1. It's not going to matter too much, though. Already some division starting to come out, but actually not too much. We got Roddick, Flo, Riles in the back, but very... the rest of the field is very much within reach. Tom Dom getting turned on that Emperor during the sewer section.
Yeah, William is the one in big danger until Roddick
Oh.
seems like
Well, we just had a
messing up
DC,
big time.
I believe. We might have just had DC,
Did
which
we?
would. Well, the names change color, but it looks like we still all got 9 racers in here.
Maybe someone who already got eliminated left the lobby.
Must
Because
be.
it includes spectators,
Okay.
the coloring, so...
And that is going to be Kabaija's. It looked like he got hit by a big zap, and he's 30 meters behind on the Alice in the oil as well. Not a great way to start your lap number 2. 45 meters behind Roddick.
Yeah, and I still don't think that did you see anyone take the start? Because I have not actually checked, but I'm not sure if it was still there.
Ooh.
And I don't know if anyone's listening into the stream, but I
Right.
guess this would be one form of stream sniping, and
Right,
I'm
yeah.
letting it happen.
We are facilitating it even. So it's going to be Roddick, Flo, and Kabaija's just getting back. Roddick has to do a massive repo. Now, we all know about that repo if we have played on Jailhouse Rock Reverse before, but then Kabaija's has to get a big repo as well. I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like Roddick pushed him perhaps a little bit. But yeah, we all know what that repo on the ramp feels like on Jailhouse Rock Reverse. Those of us who have played it enough to have to do so. And yeah, it's a big reset, and also you're on top of a ramp going 0 miles per hour, and so people can run into you, push you back off the ramp, etc. Fortunately, that didn't happen this time, but Kabaija's now going to be fighting with Flo, and a bunch of others as well. Tom Dom, Riles, Roddick, all not looking too hot.
Yeah, the last place is very much within range for a lot of people. None of them are safe. And in fact, Riles will blow up, and someone else lost a bunch of time there.
Tom
That was
Dom.
Tom Dom.
Yep.
So the two of them are now in the final two.
Ooh.
But Kubaizush has a bomb, and he's not gonna be able to pass it. Riles looked very weird going up on the tram. Roddick blows up. Kubaizush also does the same, and Kubaizush will be last for now. But it's 20 meters. And we know there's still a lap left.
Yeah, and especially in an unsafe car like the Emperor, Tom Dom really going for it, but I don't know. It's a very finicky car, small errors, but he is gonna be getting a bit of a cushion thanks to Roddick having some issues, but then he's gonna run into the side of the wall. Roddick getting hit by those water balloons. Kabai just seemed to wreck as well. All 3 of them wrecking, and they're starting to fall behind. Tom Dom.
Yeah, and it seems like the race will be decided between the 3 of them. But
This is part of the issue with choosing a very focus requiring car, is that once the pressure starts getting on, then it's easy to make those mistakes. Tom Dom manages to dodge the ball and barely making it through that oil. Roddick hitting the side corner though.
yeah, but Roddick did pick up a pickup, and it's a ball, so that's not gonna be useful.
Oh, oil.
Can he get anything from there? Kubai's is getting shot ahead, but
Oh, and it is gonna be
too late.
Roddick. GG's to Roddick. Going to be eliminated in 9th place. He is our 4th elimination, if I remember correctly. As we spin the wheel. Yeah, Tova saying top 8. We've all made it to the top 8.
I only see the wheel on the screen as well. Spowelt 1. Oh wow. So I was the one recording the previews for the Division 1 broadcast. And I struggled a lot in turn 1, but also R6 can have a hard time making that ramp jump. I think we expect to see a lot of chaos there.
Yeah. Spavel 1, I think it's kind of a given to have some chaos in the exact place that you mentioned on that ramp. Now, we have had people mention in the chat the remaining Latino is going to be Tom Dom. No Latinos left in Division 3 on Playday 3. So there will definitely be some people in the chat cheering for him. But he, honestly, in my opinion, is choosing the hardest car by far. It's the least competitive car, in my opinion, out of these selection of cars.
Three people getting in a pile-up. Right. I think Tova pushed them to the outside, and turn 1 is already hard because of those bombs. So that's not gonna fare well with them. And but Tova did fall back to 7th as well. Flo is having difficulties. Are they all gonna make the...
No.
Jeromo is going low.
2 people, Kabaisis and Jeromo, both not going to make it, not taking that ramp. TomDom getting a little bit caught up in the ramp thanks to the Emperor's handling. And we actually saw TomDom not take the grass route for the ramp. He took it super safe, slammed into the wall. Zyno and Flo both getting flipped around there, but he slammed straight into the wall and set himself up for a full speed ramp hit, and that was perfect from TomDom. Despite what I've said about thinking Emperor is extremely difficult, maybe thinking it's outclassed, he's in 2nd place right now, and he's really proved me wrong. Even going to be almost passing up William Madama, getting cut up just a little bit there.
Zyno back in 7th now. Kabaizush is last. I wonder if Jeromo will take it this time or Kabaizush. I'll personally be looking out for the 2 of them, because have they practiced that jump? Because you might want to practice the run-up. Oh, Jeromo crashing before it. He's not gonna have enough speed. He knows that. He's gonna have to go low again. Kabaizu's getting shot on the other hand, and he's Zyno.
Yeah, Zyno makes it over.
Zyno.
No,
Zyno didn't. So Zyno also going low.
Oh, I thought Zyno for sure made that. I don't know what happened right there. But Zyno is going to be back in that 8th place position, chasing Kabaizus. And they've got 50 meters behind Tova in the Marauder, the sole Marauder of the race.
Zyno basically landed sideways. Oh, Kabaizus spinning. So yeah, Zyno went into that section which is split between stairs and a ramp, and clipped the stairs, so basically he landed sideways, and thankfully he rolled onto his wheels and managed to keep going.
We saw a cheeky little oil come out by Kabaizus. It's not going to hit him though. And Alice was actually picked as a stable choice, I thought, but we have seen Alice having some serious driving issues compared to other cars, and as I say it, we see even more. Now, that was a bit more of a user error running straight into the water, but still, Alice has been struggling quite a bit. He's not even going to try to go down. Big rocket.
Kabaizus shooting Zyno at the perfect spot, and Kabaizus not going for it either. I think Jeromo's not going for it, just like Kabaizus. Zyno would go for it if he wouldn't be getting shot. But Jeromo is 90 meters ahead, so the race seems to be between Zyno and Kabaizus.
You're exactly right. Do we know what car Zyno's in? Is that also a Marauder? That looks kind of like Alice to me. I'm not sure what that is.
It is an Alice.
Alice. Okay, so it is an Alice versus Alice showdown right here. Zyno versus Kabaizus, 1 lap remaining, a full lap remaining. It's basically just the 2 of them. We got already 100 meters in 6th place. Water
Do you want to be ahead or behind Kabaizus before the ramp?
Good point.
We've seen, oh wow, that explosion.
Yeah, very lucky.
Really lucky. Do you want to be ahead or behind? Zyno will be behind, we know that. Kabaizus not going for it. Zyno is gonna be trying it, and he's gonna be making it. Who's gonna come out in front? Zyno has the advantage and the step. An expected stop step right on the ramp. That's really well played. And Kabaizus is gonna be rolling back a bit. 50 meters.
So
that
dirty.
Was really well played. And it might just be enough to advance Zyno into the top 7.
He's not even gonna take the shortcut ending. He's just gonna roll up like nothing even happened. Kabaizus is gonna be eliminated in 8th place right there in the back of some insanity by Zyno, but also he didn't take the jump. I feel like you just take the jump there. I don't know I don't think under the underground is the way to go with that. But we are going to go ahead and spin for the next one. Santorini is our next track. And we got 7 people left for Santorini, so I think we've definitely got room for some chaos, maybe some mahim on the tightrope, the wooden plank tightrope, so to speak. that portion of Santorini near the middle of the track, the halfway point of the track. Could see some big pileups thanks to some oil. Yep, oil Turini being said by Flo there.
Yeah, the ramp is gonna be crucial again. Those freaking ramps, where you. The issue in Spavelt is that you need a specific speed, and the issue in Santorini is that it's in a turn. So it's different reasons, but both of them are issues.
Yeah. Ooh, and the Alice, a bunch of people getting spun around in the first place position. They're all going to get flung back. So then Tova getting caught off on the ramp as well. And it's going to be Ryals. Tova with a bomb and a shockwave and not going to be able to hit Ryals there. That's 20 meters already that Tova is falling behind with a bomb as well. No oils are seen so far. We do see one Zyno.
Oh, Tova's bomb made him do a 360 and keep going. Zyno is gonna be falling back to stands,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, Zyno took an interesting pathing, had the bomb, blew up on the ramp, and just clipped that entryway, I guess. I don't really know.
I do wonder if Zyno
Big
knows how
wreck.
close the top 5 are. Because
Right.
you might want to play the waiting game here. You might want to just try to go for, pick up.
I feel like he plays it safe, but is gonna catch Ryals. He's got at least one person with him. And look at that gap that is already starting to grow. One water balloon exchanged with one rocket, and it is going to be the water balloon taking precedence. Zyno sliding
And
off.
the bad repo there for him. This is very costly, 50 meters.
And Ryals is
and,
50 behind Tom Dom, so...
Yeah, so I'm not sure it was a great idea to try to fight Ryals there, but I also wonder where the oil was for Ryals, because oils are placed on a client side, I believe.
Right.
So if someone has high ping, it might be a bit in a bit different spot.
Right.
Which
And
could have
is
helped.
Ryals literally playing from India?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean literally?
Sometimes people put flag as like more of a nationality than literal location flag.
okay.
But in
Yeah, I
this
get what you
case,
meant.
yeah, I was curious about that. But yeah, Ryals playing from India, so is going to have a huge latency, basically connecting to Europe.
Yeah, since William is the host, although I don't know if that influences it, but most players are from Europe. Generally, I don't know if that stat applies here. Regardless, Zyno is running into the side of the door. Oh no!
You hate to see it. It's the final lap. The pressure's really getting to him, and 93 meters to make up on Santorini. I just don't see a world in which it happens. I guess it could. I guess it theoretically could. Ryals getting in a fight with Tova. He's going to be popping the battery on the Marauder. That's it.
Zyno's gonna reverse into the finish.
Yeah. The classic Nick Earn finish with the reverse. Shout out to him. And we are going to the wheel. Game room 2. Okay.
Oh my! One of the newer tracks. I had to learn it to make the lab. I didn't know it. Let's see how well the drivers know it. It's a fairly new track in general. Added to the packs recently.
Yeah, and what do you know? We still see a Marauder and we still see an Emperor. Love to see that being brought. Definitely the off-meta choices if you're just going based off the other people in the lobby as well as the practice lobby yesterday. We only saw one Marauder yesterday. It was driven by Tova. We only saw one Emperor. It was driven by Tom Dom. And they're bringing it again and making it close to the top. They've got a lot of work left to do to win it. But definitely putting on a great showing. And we're headed to Game Room 2. Now I'm curious who practiced this track and who did not. I think it will be readily apparent. Although one thing that I want to bring up for this track is there's lots of super wide and flat portions of the track, like right here,
I
where
will
nothing's
also say
happening.
that I had to learn it, and I could do a decent lap in just about 3 tries or 4.
Right.
But Jeremu and Float seem to not have been following the direction arrows well, because they almost ran to the wrong pass, and it looks like they do not know the track. Jeremu's still fairly close. He will be trying to follow, I guess, because if you don't know a track, that's a decent option, and
Yeah.
hope for the best.
Flo.
Flo, on the other hand, is out of sight of everyone.
Right. We'll see how he takes the stairwell jump. Is gonna have to jump between portions of the stair, and
Can
does it
he
with
find
ease.
the door? Do you...
And he does.
Yeah, Flo does.
Maybe he does know the track more
Flo
than we
does
thought.
Yeah, more than Jeremu it seems, but Jeremu is keeping up at the moment.
William.
Oh, he's fighting with the William. Oh, they're going right first, which is a weird line because you'll have a really tight turn here.
Yeah.
Unlike Jeremu, who did the right pass, maybe unintentionally, I think Jeremu also struggled at the door, so...
Right, and at the arcade center right here, I would expect some oils. We didn't see any, though, and the water balloons from Flo gonna be knocking William, but Flo gonna wipe out in the vents, and it's a 1v1. Flo getting wiped out once again, worse for his wear after dueling with William. Pickups coming out. And a battery! Oh, this is the mirror of what Flo got the last round, or the last lap. And 30 meters behind William Adama. Does use the rockets, trying to cycle for something that isn't a bomb. It's specifically going to be looking for that battery. Now, William is making it through, no major issues.
Yeah, William, I think, does have a good enough gap at the moment.
Right, and this is kind of what I was concerned about. There's no real choke to catch people who are ahead. Like there's no like first place couldn't lay an oil and catch off a bunch of people. William popping another battery, and this time getting close to Jerome. Flo gonna be 80 meters behind as they start lap number 4.
Well, there might be no choke, but also they could still get good and back pickups. They could still benefit from other people fighting.
Right.
Will we see William and Jeremu do that? I think they don't want to do that. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if I was them, but...
And I mentioned that on Toys in the Hood 1, which was our first track. There's some positions that you're in where you're like, if my enemy doesn't hit me right here, I'm not going to hit them either. But William choosing war, but it's not going to matter. It is going to be Flo eliminated in that 6th place position. It's Hamdam in first, Tova in third, the Marauder and the what is it? Emperor, the Emperor, of course, the Emperor surviving another round. Airport 1, any thoughts? Oh, yeah.
Is there still an R16?
Yeah.
Is there still an R16?
Yes.
Jerome is gonna be really struggling with those, what do you call those?
Escalators.
Yeah, escalator.
Now, I was...
Because R6,
yeah.
R6 gets a really huge push out of them. Gains a lot of speed. So he might want to, like, he will really want to be careful, but also, can he be careful enough on that car in some of those sections, or will he just be a passenger in the crash?
That's very interesting. I would actually think that it would be the Emperor that would have the harder time on those escalators. Now, we do have one Emperor, one Marauder, one R6, one Urban Jungle, and one Alice.
Tom taking the boost already. Most of them going for the boosted pass. Jeromu, as I've said, will be falling back to 5th.
You're absolutely
right.
right.
Someone mentioned in the chat that he could go for the other pass. I think in that first one, it might be better for him.
Tom Dom staring it up. Nope. Spoke a little bit too soon, trying to take it too tight, but Tova and Tom Dom making up our top two. William, 30 meters behind Riles.
Oh, Shadow was spinning again.
There we
Riles
go.
is catching back up.
You did say it. You did say it. And Tova and Tom Dom.
Jerome going for the boost there. It seems like that will be safe. William going for both boosts. I think he actually wants the pickup from the second one. And he's going the slower pass. I think Jerome went for the fast one again. And he's gonna be getting shockwaved and pushed into the wall. Executed beautifully, and the second part of that was probably unintentional, but it's a really great combo. William won't be taking that turn well enough. He'll understeer into the outside. They aren't using the shortcut in that section.
And we saw Jeromu flip from that shockwave so fast. I don't know if he was spamming it, and we're seeing more issues on that escalator, the escalator of hell for these R6 turbos, but we might see it come out again. It was well, I guess we won't hear, but I don't know if he was spamming the button and
oh no, Jeromu again.
Wow.
On the escalator. Well, that's not.
It's
an
not
escalator.
even the little. I don't
was
even
looking
know
for
what you call it.
the name of the material. I know it was a thing in Marbilaban.
Okay.
Oh, William again in the same turn. Ready to go.
I don't know if it's pressure. I mean, William had to do a little sigh of relief there with Jeromu, but and a natural recovery by William.
Yeah, but it's the same turn where he spun. I mean, where he hit the wall in the previous lap, and he's gonna be falling behind. Look at those gaps, though. Tom Dom, 200 meters safe, clean up Jeromu.
And Jeromu makes it on the escalator that time, but William is turned around. Now, William's 100 meters behind Jeromu on the back of that.
William is struggling too much right now. I think he still has some chance at a comeback, but
it's gonna be tough.
It doesn't seem very realistic. Did Jeromu make it properly this time?
Jeromu gonna take it super safe, ultra safe. You've never seen.
Yeah, he is going for the
driving.
slow down pass this time. William making that turn barely, but this time he wall banged into it. I don't think they know that shortcut at the roundabout, but that is, and Jeromu getting thrown into the wall, but it's not gonna be enough for William to catch him.
He doesn't care. Yeah, that's enough. It is gonna be William.
Are they going for the extra boost? Yeah,
sure. Why not? So it is gonna be William Adama eliminated on that urban jungle. Just a few too many mistakes. Did start to have breakaway moments from Jeromu, but they're ultimately just flashes in the pan. And Jeromu was able to make up the difference. So, we are headed into our next, which will be Rooftop Chase Redux.
Oh wow, that's also gonna be an interesting track. I don't think R6 struggles as much. I'm curious to see if anyone goes for the cut. I don't think they are gonna, because again, it's a big loss and it's Division 3. They might not know it as well. Riles claims it's bad for him. Yeah, staple landing is gonna be an advantage on that track. I don't know how Alice lands. Jeromu doesn't know the track. Okay.
Wow. Not knowing this classic track is definitely surprising, but it was, I guess it's more of a staple track for Revolt Americas, at least it was back in the day, before we got a track list. But anyways, the starting positions is going to be Tova and Tom Dom.
And Jeromu does know it.
Jeromu does know it
by the name.
Yeah.
So Riles is in fourth at the start. I almost said fifth, but there are only 4 people left. He is going to be passing Tova, so could go for a bit of a comeback here. The 3 of them gonna be entering that ramp.
They took
at
that
the
turn.
same time.
Yeah, they took that turn way too far. The jump was way too far. Riles going for the star.
Did he not take it? It looked on my screen like he didn't take it.
I don't know.
Let me take a quick check.
Kind of awkward there for Riles. He is going to be falling 50 meters behind for that.
I believe he fell at that, but...
And all three of them are going to be nailing that jump, though, and onto the ramp. Now, we saw Tom Dom go for a shortcut here all three times. He's not taking it. He did take the shortcut in the practice session. He failed it each time, and so I think he's saying, okay, well, I'm going to, take what I've got for now. Has a nice, 60, 70 meter lead over Riles. And, yeah, it's going to leave Jeromu to fight with Riles.
So Riles is probably, what he's probably gonna do, he's gonna try to go for the start again. And once he takes it, which he does this time, he's gonna try to use it to catch the person ahead, which is, in this case, Tom Dom.
Dude.
Out on a ramp or something.
Yeah.
Make him cost time.
You're totally right.
To cost him time.
It is a little early.
Like he didn't really go for that. But also,
the lockdown. So, yeah,
the thing is, I believe the repos have been adjusted here. Oh
my god! So
the repos have been adjusted. That was very unfortunate for Riles, but what I was saying is that they were adjusted so that people don't repo back on behind the ramps. They repo forward, so it's not as punishing if you get stopped right at the ramp and you can jump across.
I still would like to see Tom Dom farther up on that ramp before the zap or before the star was used, but it didn't really matter in the end because he had a zap. He almost he did wreck and then use that zap defensively. Well, it was already activated, so he just was trying to catch Riles, but
Riles with the battery now.
Almost got away, and
but that's
I
not
was
gonna be
wondering.
Very lucky. This is why Alice seems to be the problem.
Well, I wouldn't say it's even Alice. I think that ramp is very, very bad with batteries in general. I do think that Alice is not particularly well suited for it. I would
can
agree.
make it. Well, Riles is going for the cut now, and he's gonna fail it.
Really risking it when I don't think he actually needed to. I mean, maybe he did.
He was 50 meters behind, and it's the last lap coming up.
Yeah, so could make the argument that he needed it. Definitely could make that argument. We'll see if Tom Dom makes any major mistakes, although the pressure's going to be off of him now, seeing a number as high as 114 behind him.
Riles gets a start from a pickup, which is very lucky. It seems like he did not utilize it fully, though, again.
Trying to cycle, maybe.
Dom lost trying to cycle a star. That's interesting.
Trying to cycle for a battery. To try to further close the gap.
Well, we've seen what happened to him with the battery.
Didn't work too well.
So a star is probably better if you, at least if you utilize it.
Yeah.
In a way that, regardless, he's out now, and he still did really well to get fourth overall.
Very true.
There's only gonna be 3 people left.
And it's two cars here that were only chosen by one person each. Tova was the only Marauder. Tom Dom was the only Emperor. And it's gonna be Toy World 1 reverse.
Wasn't the only R6, so...
It wasn't, but there were only 2. And so I really think that it's interesting. All of those urban jungles, all of those Alices have been eliminated. We don't have any Alices, any urban jungles in the top 3. We had an Alice in the top 4 and an urban jungle in the top 5.
I wonder if the Division 1 players tomorrow will take note of this.
I think they absolutely might. And when I was spectating the practice session, all of the Division 1 racers except for Lampert were all driving the R6 Turbo. There was Lampert on the Alice.
Yeah, it's weird that so few people use R6, but
right.
You might want to also wonder about the attitudes of people in this league. Like, they might not be taking it as seriously as Division 1.
True. They might also might be more of a comfort pick kind of thing. You can have a comfort pick, which is actually a car that's less stable than other cars, but you just feel good when you use it, and that's a comfort pick. So
yeah, that's true. and top players might need a comfort pick less. Regardless, we are starting the Toivored one reverse race. Jermu gonna be jumping TomTom at the start, and Tova is being passed by him as well. Tova with the bomb now. Is he gonna try to pass it to TomTom? Tova also got a shockwave, and
Oh!
he's gonna pass it to Jeromu, who in the air passes it through to TomTom.
My God, Tom Dom.
What a way!
Yeah.
Jeremu was just the deliverer in this instance, and TomTom was the recipient of that mail bomb.
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
how do you call that?
Tom Dom trying to make a Hollywood type escape. Unfortunately, is going to get caught by that flying bomb there. At the end, a big oil comes out. Double rocket.
Rocket it's gonna be hitting both Jeremu and Tova.
Jeromu.
Jeremu with
Yeah.
the second rocket was a mistake by TomTom, it seems, because he was very close to Jeromu, and he tried to shoot him again, and
Tova.
it did cause him trouble, but he hurt himself more, and Tova, the oil isn't gonna work there, it seems. Jeromu is 50 meters cleared right now.
That was insane. Jeromu having issues on the jump. It's a very specific jump. Tova almost flipping. TomTom almost flipping as well. Double oil going to be hitting two of their wheels each. TomTom going to escape with a nice rocket into a bomb onto Tova. It's a very, very bad situation for Tova, especially considering, well, he does manage to flip back. It's going to be a minor time loss. Scary situation.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Tova losing even more time. I think the biggest hope we can have is that TomTom catches Jeromu, but it doesn't look like that will happen either.
Well, it looked like TomTom was going to have such a good punish on Jeromu's battery with that final rocket, but it didn't connect, and Jeromu was able to capitalize on that so hard. Passed up Tova. Tova got spun around, and now look at Tova 100 meters behind TomTom in the final turns of this race.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It seems like it's over. Yes, TomTom crosses the line.
So,
This means Tova is out in fireworks.
Tova, congratulations on that third place finish, but unfortunately is going to be eliminated. The sole Marauder driver, Fearless, and it is going to be Jeromu picking the next track. It's a clarification I wanted to touch on. Didn't get a chance until right now, but since this is...
I believe it's not exactly how it happens, so...
It is
both of them will ban one track.
Okay.
And, oh yeah, so you will roll 3, because the original plan was that there would be 17 tracks and 16 players, but since less players have joined, more tracks remain. So, in Division 1, where presumably there will be 16 players, what we'll see is 3 tracks will be left from the random, and both finalists will be able to eliminate one each. And P2 eliminates first.
Okay, so Metrovolt, Mysterious Toy Volt Factory 2, and Route 77 are going to be our 3. We got Urban X going unplayed, Quake, Toy World Aquatica, and one other that I can't quite make out. All going to be unselected tracks. So, Jeromu, TomTom bans 1, and then Jeromu picks from the 2. Is that correct? I guess it's basically the same thing as banning. So he bans Mysterious Toy Volt Factory 2, and the remaining track is Metrovolt. Okay.
Oh my, gonna be an interesting finale. If someone falls behind, they have a chance to come back. But it's an interesting pick on R6 because there's a bunch of landings.
Ooh,
Which could all go wrong.
that's so true.
Especially the one I had difficulties with, where I think the big drop into the packaging area.
Right.
Because you fall like 3 or 4 meters and you have to land. And also, I think there was another spot where I had some difficulties. Like all of the ramps which are escalators, could go wrong for R6.
Yeah, definitely. And our other racer is going to be in the Emperor. So that'll be interesting. An Emperor.
What Riles claimed in the chat, and I think he would be correct. We'll see.
Oh,
Jeremy will be going for the start, and
okay.
that would make sense because he can get the start, and now he can just
You're so
go
right.
for a start.
Well, he just got a pickup though. So he's definitely
not
going for
going
something.
for it.
Yeah, he didn't want it. He's going to be blowing up and laser fake, not going to hit. Nice entry for Tom Dom, and he blows up on the
Tom is taking
stairs.
the lead now.
Does he go for the shortcut?
Interesting play.
No.
Jeromu can. I'm not sure Tom Dom can make the cut. Jeromu isn't going for it either.
Interesting decision to not go for the cut there on the R6. It is going to be Tom Dom, 40-meter lead.
I know R6 can
Oh.
obtain at least 3 different starts on this track.
Yeah, there was one that he just passed. So that is going to be lap one completed. Tom Dom going so wide there. I guess it might be the best route for the Emperor. I'm not sure. It might be RVA instincts. But regardless, he is whipping it pretty well. Jeromu just
not
not even looking at it. I mean, it's right there. Yeah.
He might be looking at it. He might be thinking in his mind, oh yeah, I'll go for those in lap 4 if all else fails.
Very true.
And honestly, that could still be a winning decision.
Yeah, and Tom Dom choosing to not go for the stars at all, it does make sense.
Oh, Jerome gonna be making
goes
mistake.
for it.
He's going for the star now.
Use it, and he does, and Tom Dom makes it up. Tom Dom made it all the way up. Was that a battery, or what? I guess he might just have enough speed.
I mean, yeah, it's most likely a battery.
Yeah.
And if so, I wonder how long he's been saving that.
Yeah, he was like,
That might
"Please,
have been by
Jerome, please take the star." Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't want Jerome to take the star yet, just...
Of course, but laughing about it, like I'm going to use the battery.
Yeah,
right
I know,
after.
okay.
Go ahead, take the stars, see what happens. And it doesn't really matter. It had basically no effect. Jeromu now 80 meters behind. Tom Dom looked to maybe be having some issues, but no. Really making it through the escalator portion with ease.
Jerome getting a battery now and flying over the ramp. He's gonna be jumping over the box here.
Oh my god.
So that's a big gain. Tom Dom with the snap. The rocket would have been an interesting use by Jeromo.
Yeah.
He couldn't. Tom Dom making a mistake though. And it's back on in the last lap.
Oh.
Tom Dom going. Jeromo going for a different bus than what they're used to.
He doesn't
But
take it.
Jeromo has a rocket. Jeromo has a rocket. Is he gonna hit Tom Dom too far? And the ping probably hates Tom Dom a bit in this case.
He's stressing.
But he gets rockets again, and he's more within range this time. Not gonna hit him again.
The swerving, but then the
Tom Dom
coke
is gonna be-
machine.
Tom Dom hits the wall, or was it something else?
The
He gets a
vending
battery.
machine.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Too late.
Congratulations, Jeromu. Unexpected finish. Definitely expected Tom Dom to come out there victorious, but yeah, just some issues there at the very end. And what a comeback from Jeromu. I mean, the star was literally in a straight line. It's a very small R6. I thought for sure he shoots the rockets, cycles through whatever pickups he has, and takes that star. But Jeromu had a different vision, and it worked out for him. I mean, it didn't. It looked a little bit scary there.
I thought the measurable pick would be. I mean, at least Riles brought it up in the chat that it would be a strategical pick like that. And I thought he was correct, and it seems like no, Jeromu just had a preference for this track. But he did win in the end, even without using those strategies. So
Yeah.
Well played. I know on this track that R6 is the one car that you can fairly safely obtain that search star that is on the way back up before the package section because you can go for the jump
Mm.
before that.
And yeah, also there's that shortcut. I do believe the R6 could fit through it quite handedly. That would be another reason to choose Metro Volt, and it's another strategy that Jeromu didn't take. Now, in my opinion, could probably fit through it, but it also ended up not needing to take the risk. So that was, I mean, it was nice play by Jeromu, just making it safe and waiting for Emperor to mess up, and indeed, the Emperor did mess up. Power 8 pointing out, in his opinion, the Emperor is impossible to drive. And I would agree with that. I have no idea if Tom Dom is on some kind of performance enhancing chemicals or something, but the Emperor, driven with that level of precision, kind of blew my mind. So even though Tom Dom came in second, shout out to Tom Dom. GG to Jerome as well. Extremely well played by both of them.
So Power 8, if you're talking, where was he talking about the box cut?
Yes, I do believe the
So
R6 box cut.
I've definitely had difficulties that start. Okay,
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
I'm not
star,
even sure you
yeah.
need to fit through. Oh, between the. Oh, that one. Okay, that's not what I was talking about. You might know that. I think most cars can fit there. Well, most not so white cars. So I think it's definitely not just R6 in these.
I think that the Emperor would have been hard pressed to go for stuff like that just because of how the handling is all crazy. Like it was at the end of a turn, so it's kind of. But I feel like the R6 did have a bit of a straight shot there for it. Yeah.
But I'm talking about the one where you go around after in the metro section. You start coming back up, but instead of going back up through the escalators, you jump to the middle,
Right.
to the intersection of
Right.
the escalator.
I mean, that's just another one entirely. I wouldn't have even wanted to risk that. Now, the 2 stars I would have wanted to go for were the one that that he got, that Jeromu got, and also that
so-
one in between the chairs.
Yeah, so what I was saying though is that R6 is pretty decent at getting that one. I
It
guess
would have been cool to go for, yeah.
if any participants are watching this, so like who will be in other divisions,
Yeah.
it might be interesting to train for that. Like you might see if you can do it consistently or not.
Wow, yeah.
It could be even a Hail Mary if you get almost eliminated in the final lap and
Good point.
go for it.
Good point. Well, yeah, what an interesting session that was. That was Division 3 Playday 3 Knockout with Advanced Cars. You're going to be seeing the same thing this entire week on the Revolt United channel. We'll be hosting Division 2 and Division 4 on Saturday and Sunday at 19 UTC for both of those, as well as Division 1, which will be on the Hot Seat _GG channel at twitch.tv/Hot Seat _GG, like a seat that is hot. And we'll be having that tomorrow at 19 UTC. So shout out to all the chatters, shout out to all the racers, participants, the victor, shout out to you, Jeromu, and shout out to the challenger as well, Tom Dom. Very well raced by everybody. Some interesting car selections coming out in Division 3, and some interesting turns of events happening as well. Now, Doug, do you have anything?
Shout out to Emperor for that. Nick mentioned it in the chat in a highlighted message, and I think it was really well done, and I believe it might have been Nick who pushed for it to be in the event because it's an interesting car and also fairly unique
Right.
from the others, and I know Nick likes that car, so...
Well, it does look like the RVRL Division 2 and 4 both going to be on Sunday, so don't expect anything happening on Saturday, but do expect Division 2 to be covered on Sunday, 19 UTC. Thank you very much. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for the nice compliments in chat, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. We love you, Chip.
Ah, that's right. All right, we'll see you next time.